Welcome to Rappler Talk. I'm Ezra Faraz. I'm joined here today by Panya Bunsaratab, the founder of City Hub, a social enterprise that seeks to provide affordable housing to low-income workers in the Philippines. Thank you for joining us today, Panya.
Thank you, Ezra, for inviting me.
So where did you get this idea to turn shipping containers into livable housing units?
Well, actually, this idea started way back in 2011. It was a CSR project of our company. What we saw, there was a big demand we saw in the local housing sector. And so we addressed this by using container vans as a mode of construction to have it more affordable so that the project would be viable.
And this was the first time that this has ever been done in the Philippines.
I would say no. Actually, if you've seen a lot of construction sites, they use this as their mobile offices. There are even some used as barracks. But I guess as a full-blown dormitory, yes, it could be.
What was the biggest challenge of turning these shipping containers into livable housing units?
Well, aside from the logistics, I would say probably getting the government permits. Right now, we don't have, in our local building code, we don't have any existing rules or regulations on constructing using container vans. So these are some of the challenges we had. We had to show projects done abroad and to show them that it's viable.
What particular regulations did you have to follow?
Well, for example, we do have to follow the building code, fire, safety, all of that. But what I meant was, for example, how do they do the strength study of buildings? Because these are all made of steel and not concrete, which is the traditional method of construction.
For someone who can't imagine how a shipping container can be transformed into a livable housing space, can you maybe describe what the inside of it looks like?
Well, it's pretty basic. What we did was we just got a container van and we put in beds. These are like, if you can imagine the capsule beds in Japan. So it's similar with a similar concept. So we have capsule beds inside the containers. So it's not meant for people to stay permanently. It's more of a halfway house for workers who live in the outskirts of Metro Manila but work within the city. So this cuts on their transportation costs, this cuts on the time that they have to spend in traffic. So it's a second home for them.
So what type of amenities does the City Hub dorms have for these residents?
Well, right now we try to provide 5-star amenities, air-conditioned rooms. We also have free Wi-Fi internet. We also provide cable television.
So how affordable are these units for these residents? Can you talk about the pricing?
Well, the pricing is, yes, that's something that we are very proud of. We try to study the market and see what the local minimum wage earner can afford. And based on that, and we try to come up with a very affordable but providing good quality service. So for our accommodations, we have 2 rates. The air-conditioned rooms or units are priced at 1,950 a month, and our fan rooms are priced at 1,500 a month.
Those are great prices. So what would be the alternative for them if they weren't living at City Hub?
Right now, I think that's the reason why we got into this project, because there's actually no accommodations that caters to this market. You see a lot of constructions happening in Metro City, but a lot of them are for the mid to high-end clients. So we have seen, this is probably one of the reasons why a lot of them end up in informal settlers, since they have no other option for accommodation.
Why exactly is City Hub a better alternative over informal settlements?
Well, for one, I would say that we provide safety and hygiene, and also this is a legal operated business, so it doesn't cause any problems with the landowners.
They don't have to worry about being evicted.
Yes. Correct.
In what other ways do you try to improve their standard of living?
Well, hopefully in the future, what we're planning with this project is to have one in every city in Metro Manila and maybe incorporate transportation into it.
Um, so, as I understand it, you eventually want to make City Hub a string of dormitories across the Philippines.
Yes, that's our short-term vision.
What will it take for you to get there?
Well, right now we're in talks with a lot of different groups, both private and government sector. We're just seeing what would be the best viable option for us right now.
So, are you also raising money, or are you bootstrapping completely?
Right now we're open. We're still very open to things. What we have is a proof of concept. What we have is something that we see it's scalable. And now moving forward, we want to know which industry or institution should best partner with.
So, at this point, is City Hub completely self-sustaining based on the rental fees that residents pay? Or are you also relying on, for example, donations?
Yes, City Hub is self-sustaining. We consider City Hub to be a social enterprise, for-profit social enterprise.
So, are you doing well now?
Relatively, yes. We see that it has a very big potential. That's why we see City Hub not only within Metro Manila, but maybe later on to venture into other social works, like probably schools, disaster shelters. So this model using container vans is actually just left to your imagination. It's pretty much like I said, building with Lego.
I understand that City Hub was designed for low-income workers, but the actual residents have turned out to be more of a wider range. Can you maybe describe the kinds of people you have staying there?
Yes, that's surprising to us also. Initially, when we started the project, our target market was the minimum wage or CD, working class. But we were surprised that when we started operations, we got almost close to half of our tenants were young professionals, people working in the call center industry. Even we have professionals like architects staying in our dorms. So I guess it just goes to show that even though we priced it very low, we give quality service, and we provide a place that is very conducive and very clean.
Can you maybe share an example of how you help transform the lives of one of your more low-income residents?
Well, one story that I can recall right now is he's a senior citizen. He's commonly called Tatay. And he started with City Hub way back in 2011 when we actually opened, started operations. I guess for him, it was more like trying to find a place to stay as a retiree, but I guess it wasn't addressed by the home for the aged here, or maybe we don't have a lot of them here. So he acts more like a father to the community there. He does the cooking, helps out in the maintenance and the cleaning of the space, and he's also much of a health buff, so he gives a lot of workout exercises every morning.
How often do you spend time at the City Hub interacting with residents?
Well, not that much. When we started operations, yes, I was there practically every day. But now that it's been running for about 4 years now, we do have our own management team looking after for day-to-day operations. So practically I just go there once a month just to see how things are doing.
And what usually surprises you when you visit?
You know, I'm still surprised how we were able to provide such a service for these people. And I'm very hopeful that we can expand on this project.
You're obviously a very successful social entrepreneur. What advice would you have for other aspiring social entrepreneurs in the Philippines who want to similarly make an impact on their fields like you have?
Well, what I could say is probably for the young generation, I hope that with this project, I hope they get inspired to help build a city or a community with social conscience.
I've been speaking with Panya Bunsaratab, the founder of City Hub, a social enterprise that seeks to provide affordable housing to low-income residents in the Philippines. I'm Ezra Faraz, and thank you for joining Rappler Talk.